You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business worried about what I'm doing. What Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know, I'm gonna stay in my lane, I ain't gonna fuck with nobody, and I don't want nobody fucking with me. If I go on vacation,
Floyd Mayweather just sent a stern warning to Charleston White, telling him to stay out of the Big Meech situation or deal with the consequences. But knowing Charleston, backing down isn't in his nature.
You come home, I'm gonna put you in a better position. Either for you to go Rick Ross, that's a slap in the face.
He's standing firm, refusing to apologize for speaking his mind. Ever since getting out of jail, he's been doing interviews nonstop, and in one of them, he gave his unfiltered take on the whole Big Meech and 50 Cent situation.
You do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech. So if you go do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech. That's why you hadn't seen no paperwork. It's all hearsay. Somebody saying he told, or somebody saying he used Tammy Cowan's to set up Cuffy. Well, when you do your research and you look at the court documents that's on Big Meech.
Charleston admitted there's no solid proof that Big Meech ever snitched on anyone, but he still doubled down, saying 50 Cent had every right to be mad. According to him, Big Meech and his son linked up with his enemies, including one of his so-called ops.
About you and Rick Ross.
That is desperation at the points that you hear things from him at this point. You know, because if you're looking for someone, it ain't that hard to find me. You know, I'm around. And I'm not used to having an altercation with law enforcement. I'm just not used to saying I'm gonna do something to a correctional officer.
None other than Floyd Mayweather himself. And let's just say, Floyd isn't too happy about Charleston running his mouth. Word on the street is, if they ever cross paths, it's on sight.
This be a perfect example on you gotta be very careful on who you bring in and who you put on. That's Little Meech right there. And if you don't know, he's the son of Big Meech. And if you don't know who that is, well, Big Meech was one of the biggest drug dealers in Detroit, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, long story short, he went in jail.
No warnings, no discussions, just straight action. But hold up, does Floyd really care about helping Big Meech and his family get back on their feet? Or is this just another way to stir the pot and take a shot at 50 Cent?
From 50 position, I go get your son. And at the time when I meet your son, he's not making the best decisions in life. You know, they say he was strung out on them perks, and he like to pop them perks. 50 take him somewhat, I wouldn't say clean him up, but spend 2 years in acting class.
Stick around because we're breaking this down from every angle. At this point, the Big Meech drama is pulling everyone into the fire. And now Floyd Mayweather and Charleston White are the latest names caught in the storm. Trust me, this is getting ugly. Charleston just dropped some wild revelations in a recent interview about this never-ending beef.
I was like, damn, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a... You know, because after that thing came out, how Meech was talking all, you know, like, no, oh, y'all, I'm with my dead but you know.
Charleston White just shook things up with his take on the never-ending beef between Big Meech, Lil Meech, and 50 Cent. And what he said is straight up shocking. First off, he made it clear he's not buying into 50 Cent's claims that Big Meech is a snitch, asking, where's the paperwork? Until someone brings hard proof, he's not rocking with that narrative. As for the rumors that Big Meech used Tammy Cowan to set up Cuffy and others, Charleston shut that down fast, saying people need to stop spreading baseless claims and do their homework before throwing out accusations. But he didn't stop there. Charleston went all in, siding with 50 Cent and putting both Big Meech and Lil Meech on blast.
He came out of jail and he started linking up with 50 Cent's ops. Now bear in mind, 50 Cent made BMF and put Little Meech on BMF without any acting.
Charleston White just shook things up with his take on the never-ending beef between Big Meech, Lil Meech, and 50 Cent, and what he said was straight-up shocking. He made it clear he doesn't buy 50 Cent's claims that Big Meech is a snitch, saying, "Where's the paperwork?" Until someone pulls out solid proof, he's not rocking with that narrative. As for the rumors that Big Meech used Tammy Cowan to set up Cuffy and others, Charleston shut that down fast, telling people to stop spreading baseless claims and do their homework before throwing out accusations. But Charleston didn't stop. There, he went all in, siding with 50 Cent and putting both Big Meech and Lil Meech on blast. He said he doesn't blame 50 one bit for snapping because when nobody else was rocking with him, not even Rick Ross, 50 was the one holding it down. Let's not forget, 50 took Lil Meech under his wing, cleaned him up, sent him to acting school on his dime, and put him in a hit TV series that made him millions, all while Big Meech was locked up. That wasn't just business, according to Charleston. That was real loyalty. In his eyes, 50 basically became a father figure to Lil Meech, so imagine doing all that for someone, only for them to turn around and link up with your enemies. Charleston called it a straight-up betrayal. And when Big Meech aligned himself with Rick Ross, that was the ultimate slap in the face. Charleston even said Big Meech and his son deserve whatever comes their way as payback. Now let's rewind. This whole mess started because Big Meech allegedly linked up with Rick Ross to secure some quick cash after getting out of prison. But here's the real kicker. None of this would have gone down if Lil Meech hadn't blown through all the money 50 put in his pockets. Yeah. You heard that right. So when 50 saw Big Meech dealing with Rick Ross behind his back, he took that as pure disrespect. That's when he dropped the bomb, calling Big Meech a snitch. That move shook the internet. But behind the scenes, Lil Meech was scrambling to smooth things over. He slid into 50's DMs, practically pleading his case. "They just told me you unfollowed me on Instagram, and now you're managing Skilla Baby when I was the one who first brought him to you. Now you're mad at me, bro. I would take the shirt off my back for you. I've only ever shown you love and loyalty. And now you're treating me like the enemy. I can't believe this, man. I'm human. I go through my own struggles, but I never switched up on you." Lil Meech tried to explain himself, saying, "But he gave my dad some bread so he could pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet stuff is throwing me off, man. You know me." It was clear he was trying to make peace and get back in 50's good graces, but 50 wasn't buying any of it. Instead of letting it slide, he hit them where it hurt, announcing he was canceling the BMF series. That move wasn't just a clapback, it was a financial nuke. No BMF meant no more steady checks for Lil Meech. The internet went wild. Some people thought Lil Meech did the right thing by apologizing, while others felt he should have stood tall and checked 50 for disrespecting his father. And Boozy? Oh, he had a lot to say about it. But let's be real. 50. Cutting off Lil Meech is a massive hit to his career. 50 was the one who put him in position, and without him, things are looking shaky. You'd think Big Meech and Lil Meech would at least try to reach out, have a conversation, and work something out to keep the show alive, right? Wrong. Instead of mending fences, they doubled down on the drama. Lil Meech started linking up with more of 50's enemies, especially Floyd Mayweather. And not just once or twice. This wasn't by accident. He's been spotted kicking it with Floyd multiple times, and the photos don't lie. Big Meech and Lil Meech have been flaunting their new alliances hard, posting up with Floyd and Rick Ross over the past few weeks. And just to make sure 50 got the message, Lil Meech even posted pics of them chilling at Lucky Strike Bowling Alley in Miami, captioning it "Real Power." Let's be real, that was a direct shot at 50. And it didn't stop there. Lil Meech later dropped another post featuring himself, his father, and Floyd at an undisclosed location, followed by a video of him and Floyd courtside at a Lakers game, looking real cozy. With all this beef brewing between them and 50, nobody believes this was just a coincidence. This was a statement, and they wanted 50 to see it loud and clear. Everybody knows 50 Cent and Rick Ross have been sworn enemies for years. The beef started over something as petty as a look. Yep, Ross claimed 50 gave him a dirty stare on stage, and from that moment on, it was war. No peace talks, no truces, just straight-up disses in music, interviews, and anywhere else they could take shots at each other. 50 has never let Ross live down his Officer Ricky days, making it his mission to remind the world that Ross was a correctional officer before rapping about the streets. And Ross, he can't stand 50 either, making it clear he sees him as nothing but a loudmouth bully. But as much as we get why 50 and Ross can't stand each other, the real shocker is the fallout between 50 and Floyd Mayweather. These two were once as close as brothers, but now it's straight-up war. Fast forward to now, and Floyd knows exactly what he's doing. He's fully aware of the bad blood between Big Meech and 50, but instead of staying out of it, he's playing chess, using Meech and his son as pawns in his own war against 50. And from the looks of it, Floyd is so dead set on revenge that he's ready to crush anyone in his way, including Charleston White. Word on the street is Floyd is working behind the scenes to get Charleston White arrested and sent back to jail, which, if true, is insane. The level of pettiness in this beef is unreal. But here's the real question. Do y'all think Floyd is actually trying to help Big Meech and Lil Meech, or is this just another calculated move to get under 50 Cent's skin and keep the drama going? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this wild situation. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.